Ask Reddit, what instantly ruins a hamburger for you? More of a meatball than a patty. I see you've had my dad's burgers. I laughed way too loud at burgers, never hear that before imau. I deeply, slowly, belly laughed with a really guttural sound. My co-workers were incredulous LMAO. Thanks y'all. Assuming everything is fresh and nothing is spoiled. A cold patty. Towering height. Sogginess. This person burgers. Well, not if it's cold, tall or soggy. I can't stand soggy bread. It kills any burger or sandwich. I'll eat a burger with no bottom bun if it's too soggy. God yeah. I remember getting a fast food burger from Burgerville and opened it up literally seconds after getting it. There was a giant stack of near-freezing cold lettuce, tomato, and onion that had sogged out the bun and instantly made the patty stone cold. It was so disappointing. Abnormal height of burger. That shit is for looking, not eating. Big burgers should be wide, not tall. There was a place near where I grew up, Cole's Drive-In, Perry, Utah, that did this. They had a 1-pound burger, but it was the same thickness as their normal burger, just much larger. It had a giant bun to go with it. You could actually eat it or share it or whatever, and it still worked like a burger should. There's a place where I work called Jim's Burger Haven that uses this mentality. Damn good burgers that are 6 inches wide. Have you ever gotten such a tall burger that your jaw cramps when you try to put it in your mouth? That is when the knife and fork come out so I don't spill the shit all over me. I don't care if I look weird, you seen the juices drip out of those multi-story combos? Get a bucket. This. If it's too big to fit in your mouth, or you have to deconstruct it in order to eat it, it's not a burger. If you're a chef, I don't expect you to know any more math than you want to need to know for your job. However, if you're a person with eyes, I expect you to know if a door is big enough for you to fucking walk through, you know what I mean. Especially when a bite causes everything to slide out of the bun. Make it short enough so everything stays in place. I actually prefer a slim 1/4 pound hamburger on a plain bun. Ironically, the closest thing you can get to this is a McDonald's plain hamburger or cheeseburger. You can order exactly this at another restaurant, but somehow you end up with this fat patty that is simultaneously dry and greasy and overall unappetizing. Chain restaurants are famous for their standard hamburgers being oversized. Shake Shack has a normal-sized hamburger, but the hamburger alone costs $47, so I try to avoid that place. You have to take out a mortgage if you want fries and a shake with that, and don't get me started on the protection plan. Absolutely awful when the bun loses all structure halfway through and your hamburger disintegrates in your hands and you're left with a pile of slop. So gross. When you're chewing, and the meat has a hard bit in it, like a piece of bone or something. Edit, wow, thanks for the awards. Those stupid tic-tac cheese sauces. I was gonna say excessive cheese. The amount of times I've seen a gallon of melted cheese explode out and poured over is just. Some cheese is fine, it's the excess that's not needed or wanted. The price for a fucking sandwich that until recently was one of the cheapest things to eat. Fat-ass tomatoes. Miracle Whip or sweet pickles, sweet anything really. Bun breaking apart for me is one. I'll say this now. The height of burgers are a joke. I'd rather a regular burger height and the circumference of the burger being bigger. The bun-to-burger ratio is important. I also prefer thin patties better than one thick patty and much better than 2 big ones. I like the toughness of the burger rather than it feel soft to the bite. I've had some expensive burgers that have not been as good as cheap-made van burgers purely because they were soft and mushy rather than tougher texture. Poor construction. When the patty flies out the other side. Stick everything together with blobs of sauce. Too much sauce is what lubes it up and launches the patty out the far side. Good textured vegetables and a firm grip. I find sliced onions on the bottom and strips of bell peppers are the best grippy veg for the purpose. Big thick slices of raw onions rings. Worse, diced onions then gluing them to the bun with sauces. I know it's a personal preference for many, but just onions. All the other things listed here I can deal with. But onions? As soon as I get that crunch, even if it's a half crunch, I'm on auto-response and I just open up and can't take another bite. Raw onions is a hard pass. I like sauteed onions, but not on burgers. Really, anything where it's more like a condiment or the main sauce component for like, steaks or something. I know I'm in the 1% here because a lot of people think I'm crazy, but I can't stand pickles on burgers. Not a fan of pickles in general, really. Especially when I specifically said, no pickles, please. Agreed. Pickles ruin food. The worst part is that you can't just take the pickles off once they've been on something because they leak so much juice the whole thing is tainted. Any of these, order isn't important. 1. Overcooked meat. 2. Vegetables so wet that bread looks like a sponge. 3. Excessive amount of sauce. Brioche buns. I just find them too sweet in a really unpleasant way. Anthony Bourdain has a good rant or two about brioche buns. I like his main idea that the entire point of a bun is to keep the grease off your hands, so using a greasy bun defeats that purpose in the first place, plus the buns don't always hold up well. Sometimes they tear, fall apart if they get too much juice, are too dense, etc. etc. Agreed. The texture is good, but a burger bun shouldn't be sweet. Pickles. Can't take it off as that vile juice has infected everything now. Yeah, it's all I taste, it's like eating a pickle sandwich, what's the point? I like pickles, but not on my burger. You're right, it just makes everything taste like pickle. I love pickles personally, but I do agree that unwanted pickle juice would be bad, especially if it gets into the bun. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.